So, hello everyone across the screen. Welcome to this episode of Real on Reels, where we talk about stories and testimonies of our journeys with Christ, and we pray that it will inspire and encourage you along your journey with Christ as well, on and through your Reels. All right, so who do we have here today?
All right, hello there, everyone. My name is Lucas Elisha Christie, and I'm here today to encourage you all around my journey with Christ, more so over the course of the past year. Most of you would know that I am the son of Pastor Paul Christie, which means that
Oh, really? Nice.
okay, which means that I've been brought up in a Christian family since birth, and I've always had biblical and Christian values being implemented in every single area of my life. Being the son of a pastor has been challenging, and I'd say it has placed quite a lot of pressure on me ever since I was young, ever since I started schooling. Because people will always set expectations on me, standards for me to reach, because I'm the son of a pastor and I need to abide by these set of rules or codes, because I wouldn't want to disappoint or disrespect my not only my family name but my father's job as a pastor. I'd say this has caused me to rebel against my parents and against these people who have set these expectations on me, because I just feel like they have no right to impose these standards on me, because I am not my father and I want to set a name for myself. So I just choose to act out against them, act out against my parents, and it has caused me to falter in my relationship with Christ. Yeah. I'd say that I've encountered a lot of challenges and hurdles throughout my walk with Christ. Throughout all these hurdles in life, Christ has come into my life in order to bring me across these hurdles so that I can see Him clearer. And I'd say that without these obstacles in my life, I would not see Him the way I do right now. So, in a way, I thank God for these challenges, because these challenges have not only made me tougher but built me into a more mature Christian. I'd say that there was never a point in my life where I ever completely disputed the existence of God, but there have been many times when I have willingly strayed away from God, ran away from God, turned away from God, because I felt that my walk with Christ, my pilgrimage, was becoming too burdensome. It's becoming tiring. It was becoming so hard on me. So I just choose to walk away every single time it gets too tough for me. I always feel so hopeless. I feel lost. I feel purposeless. It has led me to make a lot of bad decisions. Every single time I turn away from Christ, it led me to make foolish decisions, rash decisions, which just turned my life upside down, just pointed my life in a very negative direction, direction which I feel that only Christ can bring me out of, which Christ has been the only one to turn me away from when I truly discovered Him. And this is how I know Christ is real, because whenever I turn away from Him, all I see is that path. But whenever I choose Christ, my life is directed in the path which is just in that positive direction, which every one of us should want to be headed in. The moment in my life which I truly gave my life to Christ, when I truly devoted and dedicated everything I had to Christ, was roughly around a year ago. It was honestly the darkest days of my life. As far as I recall, it was the lowest point in my life. Everything was going wrong. I was purposeless. I felt so lost. I felt this heavy weight on my shoulders. I would often weep. It was just really tough. Some of y'all might understand that feeling when you have that weight inside your chest and it gets hard to breathe and you experience panic attacks almost every single day. That is the exact moment when I found Christ, when I experienced Christ, and when I decided that I was going to give my life to Christ and I'm going to give Christ a shot at turning my life around, at changing my life, at pointing my life in a better direction. I instantly realized from that day onwards, from then on, my life has been progressively getting better and healthier. And I've made relationships with so many good people, and I've pointed them into a better direction in their life by sharing with them my experience and sharing with them the healing power of Christ, which brought me out of that darkness. And my life has not been perfect ever since I gave my life to Christ, but it has most definitely allowed me to realize Christ should be the center of my life. And I realized the power of Christ through all my downfalls, through all my struggles, through all my hurdles and challenges, which led up to me discovering Christ. No matter how tough my life is going to get from now onwards, I know that Christ is the only one that can turn my life around. He's the only one who is ever going to be capable of doing so. There is a higher being which I have a relationship with, which I can turn to, which can make all this pain go away. I know of that higher being, which is Jesus Christ. And every single time I realize that I am living in that life of sin once again, I just say my prayers. I just really turn my heart back to Him, turn my heart to face Christ again. And Christ never failed. He has never once failed to put my life back in that positive direction. When Christ brings you back, it is to make your life better. Not bring your life back to where you were when you first found Christ, not back into like the lowest point of your life. No. He's going to bring you back right where you left off and continue to improve your life day by day. As long as you just stay dedicated to that walk with Christ and you never give up, your life is going to always get better and better, improve and improve. Through my experience with Christ, turning away from Christ, walking away from Christ, doing all the sinful things again and again after Christ has changed my life, it has taught me one thing, that Christ is the good shepherd, and He will always bring you back no matter what your circumstances, no matter what you have done. Christ will always bring you back, and never feel ashamed to go back to Christ when you're living that life of sin. Never be ashamed to go back to Christ, because Christ is always going to welcome you back with open arms, and He's always going to want to restore you back to the point of where you left off. No matter how hard, no matter how tough your challenges are in life, no matter how grave your sin is, just know that nothing is ever too big for Christ. Nothing's ever going to be too tough for Christ to overcome for you. And as the Bible verse Luke 1:37 says, "For nothing will be impossible with God." I know that I will hold on to this truth for the rest of my life. And I'm never going to let this truth out of my heart, because I know that I am powerless without Christ. I cannot accomplish anything at all in life without Christ. And He's the only one that can lead me through all these obstacles. I want all of you to know this, that being a follower of Christ, a true devoted and devout follower of Christ, is never ever going to be easy. Struggling is always going to be a part of it, because the devil will never want our life to be easy. He will always try his best to put us in as much agony as possible so that we give up on our relationship with Christ. The devil wants us to think that Christ is not there for us and that He's just going to let us suffer even though we have given Christ everything. That's what the devil wants us to think. He's never going to make it easy for us. Remember that the Lord only wants what's best for us. And we need to keep pressing forward and never look back and never give up. God is the only reason why I am here and why all of us are here, why all of us are alive today. And therefore, He should be the only one we are living for.
Very good. Thank you so much, Lucas.
Thank you.
Very, very good testimony. Very good story. So with that, that's the end of all our Real and Reels episodes. I pray that all the episodes have helped you along the way. And if you haven't watched it all, I hope that you will catch it all up on our YouTube channel together. So with that, we'll see you around when we see you next time. God bless.
God bless.